man. I've been raising some questions, stirring it up in the podcast game. You know what I mean? Asking some
got people
questions.
tight, man. You got people
You
tight.
got people upset. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no disrespect to anybody, man. I'm just asking the question: is Greentree a place where you compete, or is Greentree a place where you're just like, hey, you're the guy? That's not. I've been told Greentree is better when you compete. So I've been asking the question about TVD. You know what I'm saying, about competition. That's it. Look, we talked about it with Flo. We talked about it on the King Gang radio show with Cohen them. And you know what I'm saying? The reaction was, I get it. Look, I'm not saying that they're wrong and I'm right and I'm right. You know what I'm saying? Or they're right and I'm not saying any of that. I'm just asking questions. Why, like, if TVD gets hurt, we're gonna have another inexperienced backup behind them. And then what? What do we have? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's people are telling me that TVD is competing for the spot, or people, you know what I'm saying, they're coming after. That's not what I've been hearing. Also, how were they competing when they were off during spring break?
So
you know
what are you saying? Like, are we saying what are you saying? Like, if we go through spring and we go through spring, we play the spring game, we go through workouts after spring, summer workouts, summer practice, fall practice now.
Mm-hmm.
And Jakari is just getting busy. You know what I mean? He in spring, he in practice. His accuracy's gotten better. You know, he's throwing the ball on time. He's anticipating. He's dropping dimes. There's a different element, the run element, and he's getting busy. He looks good. He comes out in the spring game. DVD plays two drives, whatever.
TVD.
Did I say DVD or TV?
Yeah. DVD is a hopeful conversation. That's
TVD plays, two series, two drives, and throws a pick on the first, and the second one he drives down, but we kick a field goal. Jakari comes in the next two drives, scores two touchdowns.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Then Emery comes in, whatever the young guys come in.
Yeah.
Summer, he's just looking like a machine out there. Jakari's just looking like a machine.
Yeah, got his diet right. Yeah, working out.
Got his diet right, looking good. He's commanding the room.
Yeah.
You know, the team is behind him. Is he being named the starter? What how does that work?
So this is how, look, man.
Seems like you have doubts about that. You know what I mean? I'm having doubts, and I'm not a person that believes somebody should just get it because they've been here. It's always been the best players play, right? If Jakari balls out, right? Like, if Jakari balls out the way you say, and he's not even like mentioned or appreciated, right? Like, like, hey, look, Jakari really balled out, but you know what I'm saying, TVD has, you know how coaches can do their spin, man. You know what I'm saying? We're definitely going to build a package for him, and that coach speak, like, we'll build a package for him to get him on the field, because what you don't want is Jakari to ball out, because Jakari can transfer too, right? And everybody, like, the thing is, like, the reason why I bring up Jakari is because Jakari is the most athletic person we have in that room. Emery, everybody want to give Emery the hype because he's the first thing we've seen, you know what I'm saying, that has that skill set. Shout out to the recruiting process, right? That's had that skill set that we've had in a while as a true freshman. And I'm not knocking Emery, right? Like, that's not what it is, but like the passiveness that they've had with Jakari, this just doesn't make sense to me. It's like, so Jakari carried a terrible team to their best performance, you know what I'm saying, to their best performance of the year and the win. Yes, TVD almost threw for 500 yards, but they lost. Right? Like, check the scoreboard. That was the L. Like, he threw for 496 yards between the 20 and the 20. UNC, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, the UNC game. Like, I don't want TVD to just have the spot because he's TVD. I want TVD to have the spot because he beat Jakari. Not because, TVD's been here and he's had those great 6 games in 2021 and then he should just get it. No, man. Like, I want to win. I don't give a fuck about anybody's feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't a TVD shirt. It's a Miami Hurricane shirt. You see everything. It's the you, man. Like I want the best chances to win. Put the best players on the field. If Jakari's coming out throwing, and what I'm saying when they're really practicing 11 on 11 and 7 on 7, and he's throwing 60 to 65% accuracy, right? And maybe it's the receivers underperforming or whatever, 60 to 65, but he's giving you that escapability, right? Like giving you that hidden yardage to keep the chains moving.
We already know that's there. We know that's there. That's not going nowhere.
That's proven, right? Like, look, TVD gave you that year one. TVD before he came in, Flo said it in a different way. Came in looking like a tight end. He came in fat last year. You know what I'm saying? That was by design. That those this is gonna sound so disrespectful. Those pads that he put on last year looked more like a faja than it did pads. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to keep everything. Was it too soon? Too soon? People gonna be mad at that one. Listen, we keeping it a buck. It looked like it was felt. It looked like it was snapped. You know what I'm saying? All right, whatever. My bad. All right, let me get back to it. Let me get back. It looked a little crazy, man. Yo, I lost it there. All right. So Jakari comes in, you know what I'm saying? Already looks better, right? In the 6 minutes we get of Inside the U or Kane Sport video, looks good throwing it up against that net. For him to not even be like, yo, man, let's open it up a little bit. At least give us let him get snaps with the ones. Because if TVD goes down again, which with an unsurgically repaired shoulder, if TVD goes down again, you don't want Jakari to look the same way as he did last year, because then he leaves next year. Because there's 2 years of having him set up for failure, keeping it all the way above. 2 straight years, 2 different programs, 2 different administrations. 2 years you go, hey man, figure it out. That can't happen again because injuries can happen. This O-line is going to be young. This O-line isn't going to have the same starters from last year. Mm-hmm. There's going to be miscommunication, right? Like, as talented as a Cohen is and a Matt Lee, these two don't know the language of the bullets are flying. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They don't know their tendencies of how they break one way or the other. Mm-hmm. You need to have Jakari more prepared.
So I got a screwball. I got a little curveball I'm about to throw.
I'm ready, man. You know what I'm saying? Gary Sheffield with it right here. What you got?
Is this the same thoughts for the safety position and the All-American back there? Is he in a competition?
Everybody's in a competition. Yes, everybody's in a competition.
He's in a competition. I'm not just giving him the spot.
Son, what did Coach Lance Skidry say when everybody was hyping up what his team did last year? Last season was last season. Mm-hmm. That's it. I don't care what you did. I don't care what you did last season. We saw how bad it was. Yo, Cam wears that 5 and 7 just like we do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like we get roasted as Canes fans for our 5 and 7, 45-3. We forget that we gave up 45 points to Duke as well. You know what I'm saying? And people want to talk about, the defense wasn't that bad. Fam, yes, it was. Yes, it was. How Cam had great moments and great performances, right? That game against he was you know what I'm saying, the 102-yard return for a touchdown off the pick. Yeah, there's no doubt. But Cam wears that 5 and 7. But again, Cam shouldn't be wearing that 5 and 7 because he's a fucking sophomore. Right? Like going into he should have people ahead of him that were better. But because Cam's the best we got in that room, which says how weak that room is, because there isn't a junior or senior ahead of him that's better. That Cam is pushing. Now you see the difference. What do you remember? And you can tell me, Joe. Do you remember last year Cam at any point saying, "Hey man, I got this guy coming after me. He's already chirping at me," like he said about Caleb? Like, not saying that Caleb is the truth. Not saying that Caleb is. I don't hype anybody up after 3 practices.
Kid. I like that kid.
Yeah. You know, 3 practices and 1 day in shells. Everybody want to hype up and project and prognosticate. 3 days of practice, 1 day in shells. First Cam interview. Hey, man, Caleb's already chirping at me. Been chirping at me all off season. You know what I'm saying? Came in. Well, you remember that at any point last year?
Nope.
We remember the only time that a player showed any emotion was after we got our ass whooped by Pittsburgh And Cam was saying, hey man, if they don't want to be here, don't, you know what I'm saying, go home. That's a sophomore. A sophomore should not, like again, like a sophomore should not be your leader. But all the people ahead of them that are better were transfers. So they don't, you know what I'm saying, they didn't have the ceremony and have to, you know what I'm saying, and on was it December 20th or December 15th, whatever it is, early signing day, you know what I'm saying, put on the hat. They just dropped the graphic because they're just transferring in.
Right.
Like no leaders were there. You know what I'm saying? James is a leader, but James was playing hurt, so he can't speak up. Yeah. And we saw the, you know what I'm saying? So yes, look, for me, James is the star. I put Cam. Cam has been backing it up. Cam looks like a more grown-up person, but he still should be. It shouldn't be he's losing his spot or TV. It should be other players get reps with those ones for cohesiveness, communication, and to not have a drop-off. Because if Caleb's your number 2 and Caleb never got snaps with the ones, how's he gonna know how James communicates? How Markeith communicates? You know what I'm saying? What Jakari Couch needs as a backup when he might have slipped and he's, you know what I'm saying, he hears voice out on when the bullets are flying. Like that's all I'm saying. Like everybody should get snapped with the ones. We hear all the time cross training on the offensive line, right? Cross training on that same shit needs to happen across the field. I need to see Caleb at the free and at the strong. Definitely. Shit, put Caleb down as a star. Oh, yeah, definitely. You know what I'm saying? Put any of that shit. It has to be competition, man. No, look, 5 and 7 happened to every single one of these players. You know what I'm saying? And the ones that saw it know what they're coming into. Everybody needs to compete. I don't need no entitlements, man. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. You gotta have that. You gotta have that push, man. You gotta have that. It could happen. They have to know it could happen. It most likely won't happen, you know that, but they gotta know, yo, if I'm not stepping up, if I'm playing like shit, I could be sat down, man. You know what I mean?
And it needs to, you know when it needs to happen? It needs to also happen in games. Like if we have a bunch of coverage play, I don't want to see you go right back out on the field. But that's the thing is like you can't play those 2s because they never ran with the 1s. So you can't have the lack of communication, right? So we got to keep putting the 1s with the 1s.
Yeah.
But those 1 with the 1s gave up an 82-yard pass play to Middle Tennessee State. Those were the 1s. You know what I'm saying? The ones with the 1s gave up this and that play, this and that play, this and that play. It was like there needs to be accountability on the field when the game starts. Too, it can't just be yo. Let's just, hey man, Cam's James is James. Everybody got to go out there. Nah, man, Caleb there.
The names, yeah.
Nah, that shit got to be different, man. Oh man,
right?
Did I go over the line with the whole Faja comment? I felt your reaction was funny.
I'm not thinking about it. I'm not talking about it. I'm not mentioning it, man. You know what I mean?
Some people gonna be tight about that one.
They could watch it and say what they want to say. I'm not mentioning nothing, man.